They say that all men face adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, then give them power! And so Illuminaughtii, or Blair, was born. She started making her rounds on the internet in 2015 with her documentary-style YouTube channel and gained popularity rather quickly with their niche, making videos focusing mainly on MLMs or multi-level marketing scams. Basically your friend that wants to talk to you one day and ends up boring you for 2 straight hours trying to sell you some product that you could sell to another person and then make money that way. In layman's terms, Illuminaughtii rose to fame by making videos about pyramid schemes. Rather fitting because her channel avatar is a pyramid and she self-inserts with cartoon drawings of her pyramid character talking about pyramid schemes. Mind blown. Well, as her channel grew in size, so did her ego, and that's why we all gathered here today. A few months back, more specifically on the 20th of April 2023, Blair called out Legal's editing team for plagiarism and copying her video editing style, while it was something that just most documentary channels do, and even some TV shows. Whoa, copying the most default text highlight overlay, such a big plagiarism act. Lock him up right now. Legal must be put behind bars this very instant. After Blair's absurd and unjustified accusations of plagiarism towards Legal, the tables somewhat turned and all the crosshairs were pointed towards her. Other YouTubers started digging and found out that she had somewhat of an habit to steal or copying other creators' own works. The cat was out of the bag now.
Huh?
It seemed almost as if everyone and their mothers were making videos exposing different toxic traits and complaints that they had against Blair, from toxic behavior to mistreating other team members to petty acts of revenge. There seemed to be no end to the accusations from such creators towards her, and the list kept on piling up, from none other than her closest YouTube friends. When someone on YouTube gets accused of something, it's usually from other communities, unless they are the Minecraft community. That's a snake eating its own tail in a completely different kind of forms. But the fact of the matter is that you don't usually see content creators exposing close friends. One of the people who came out was none other than her ex-boyfriend Oz Media, which is the subject of this video and why we are talking about her here on this channel today. Whoever dared to speak against Blair would face her full force and ire. So Oz Media, or Blair's ex-boyfriend, got the full force of it, aka got sued by her. Illuminaughtii pulled a Logan Paul on her ex and tried to silence him via court system. Oh no, Illuminaughtii is acting like a sussy baka again. Someone please go tell her to take her normal pills.
Blair, if you or your lawyers are watching this, I implore you to at least watch the outro, preferably before June 7th. We're here right now because Blair, better known as her public YouTube personality Illuminaughtii, is currently in the process of suing me, as well as other prior employees for defamation and other claims. This video, as well as its subsequent parts, will serve as a public record of exactly what is going on behind the scenes. I will actively be showing all and any evidence related to dismantling her claims against me, as well as the other parties she's involved in this misplaced legal crusade of hers.
As we've taken a look at before, in the beginning of the video, Blair was the person who started the entire drama. She basically set her own house on fire and then started attributing the blame on everyone else. She falsely accused the Legal's editing team of plagiarism, which backfired and led to other people researching into her cases of plagiarism, which then led to her audience turning against her. So after committing career seppuku, she is now resorting to the court system to silence her critics. Since she doesn't have the public's support, she's now using her big money muscle to silence others. And when you, as a YouTuber, start using money as a means of silencing others, that's when everyone loses all respect for you. Most of YouTubers that do it lose all respect from the community. Why would you need to defend yourself using money when YouTube is a free platform where people can defend themselves through their actions within the community? This is not to say that YouTubers should not sue others. If some random YouTuber is spreading out lies and misinformation about other YouTuber, then they should be free to sue. But in this case, Blair is clearly in the wrong. She messed up, started an entire drama, then shifted the blame onto other creators, and now is silencing them using her green.
If it wasn't for the assistance I received with the GoFundMe back in September, I would not have been able to mount a legal defense. At this point in time, which more information can be found as an update in the original GoFundMe, this lawsuit has cost over $40,000. I've been posting all of my legal invoices for full transparency, and more will be posted soon. The redacted information within them is information subject to attorney-client privilege, which also spells out my current legal strategy. This would be foolish to allow Blair's legal team access. This is why the redactions are as heavy as they include itemized lists of my lawyer's actions throughout the case's initial proceedings.
Brother in Christ, this amount of money would set me up for 10 years. If I got sued for this amount of money, I'd be financially crippled for the next decade, if not for more. It would be like being hit with Golden Wind's Requiem and forced to see my bank account being drained every single month of every single penny existing in there for the rest of my life. Thankfully, through the selfless acts of the community, they managed to raise the amount of doubloons to help out everyone involved in the lawsuit. The internet collectively came together as one to fight against Illuminaughtii, which is great. I have no idea of where she's getting her money from. Her channel has been dead practically ever since she career unalived. For more than a year now. She must have either stashed copious amounts of money or she's racking up some debt in order to fight this lawsuit. Either way, if she also sets up a GoFundMe, I highly doubt that many people would support her. Mostly because it's pretty unanimous that she was in the wrong and there was also an unsurmountable mountain of evidence stacked against her. I'll take Illuminaughtii, not based at all. Shouldn't have thrown baseless accusations in the first place. Also, we live in a timeline where most people are going through hardship. Everything costs an arm and a leg. Every time that you go to the supermarket, you come back with one less limb. But still, people manage to hand out what little they have left to help out, which is very epic and base to see.
Despite how much has been spent so far, the legal proceedings are still in the beginning phases. Blair's lawsuit, in my opinion, relies on the misconstruing of facts and utilizes a personally curated timeline, which she has constructed in order to gain the bare minimum standards of having this case proceed. Because I'm exhausted with the, in my opinion, legal shenanigans Blair is currently pulling, this video exists. We will be delving into that timeline and gutting it point by point, as both her lawyers and judge seem to be fully unaware that I am not the real cause of her pain and misery. Blair is. Blair's actions are the reason we are here.
It appears as if these people have never heard of Google search, can turn on a television, need their grandchildren to help them out with everything that involves technology, but still have the power to make decisions that could end a person's life. How hard is it to do a Google search? Go to Illuminauttii's Twitter account or maybe the Wayback Machine to see that she was the person who started this entire controversy. I mean, it can't be that hard. Instead of having old people who don't know what a remote is fighting each other in court, just pull up a video with the timeline of events. It's pretty obvious who's at fault and who's not.
My goal with these uploads, assuming Blair does not take my offer, is to not only lay my defense bare for all legal parties to see, but for the online community as a whole. I intend to provide ample documentation to justify to all of you why another round of crowdfunding is being posted. This isn't just for myself anymore. This is also to defend employees that Blair is bringing legal action against as well. If Blair does accept my offer within the outro, I will be refunding the new GoFundMe once all terms are met, and the lawsuit is officially over, court filings and all. If you're curious as to why I'm even offering Blair a potential settlement in the outro, that will be explained there, as there are numerous factors in my personal life that I've recently had to heavily consider and prioritize minimizing or even removing causes of stress.
Let's see if Illuminaughtii drops the ego and settles. As proven by her actions before, it doesn't look like it. So I'd say that the lawsuit will go on and she'll try to financially ruin a few people because if she's going down, so does everyone else. There's just so much information on the internet stacked against her that it looks like she's only doing this out of spite to try and cause as much damage as possible on her way out. But with how the court system works sometimes, and how technologically illiterate some old people in positions of power are, such as judges, you never know, things might take a turn for the worst. Let's just hope that they don't. But even if she wins, she'll never be able to come back to the internet. With every step that Blair takes, the community seems to hate her more and more. The only way of her coming back to the internet would be with a faceless AI voice channel.
I hope you really do find your happiness in life. I hope you find your peace, your satisfaction, your perfect black cat, all of that. I'm not sure what you want from an outcome in this situation, but I guess I'll have to figure that out later.
Johnny Depp, Amber Heard 2 incoming? Maybe? Illuminaughtii caused so many different dramas, was very toxic and harsh towards so many different people that by reading these messages you'd think that she's a completely different person. Maybe she's just bipolar or something, but that's not the Blair that I know of. For legal reasons, this was a joke. I just Just a meme. I don't think that she's bipolar. Please don't sue me as well. But I've seen so many videos from different creators about her, and even in her own videos, that it just seems that she's acting way out of character here in these text messages, almost as if they were in the middle of a lawsuit trying to gather evidence. Wait, they are? Oh, would you look at that?
I would rather talk to you in a phone call, in person, whatever. I would rather try to work on things and work out things over, I don't know, whatever else the other options are. I don't want either of us hurting. I know there is no band-aid solution, but I know talking helps. Just for some context, why I didn't take this is because Blair does have a habit of recording conversations. This is evident with the Madison situation from Cruel Happy Mind. I was fearful she would take my words out of context to suit her narrative.
Yes, stalking. Sure. That's why she went on to sue him and a bunch of other people, because she loves stalking so much, and definitely because she has no second intentions. It's just so funny how people who constantly brag about something are usually the ones to do the exact same opposite. Almost as if they're trying to convince themselves by saying it out loud. It's like in the latest MrBeast video, the guy that was bragging that he wouldn't be the one to quit the challenge first, and then he went on to quit the challenge first. Or maybe my favorite rapper Kanye, whenever he says that he's not racist, and immediately proceeds to say the most racist thing ever. Please, let's meet up. I just want to talk things over. I love solving our issues in a humane and civilized manner. Proceeds to sue a whole bunch of people who quote unquote cause their mental pain and problems.
My point here is that Blair's story has already had numerous revisions, and she sees her video as an attempt at de-escalation. If you recall, among the many other accusations she levies, Blair accused YouTuber The Click of harboring pedophiles in his Discord server. In what world this is a de-escalation? I cannot say. Now, of course, I do believe that Blair is entitled to speak publicly on her personal retelling of events. However, I personally find it to be brash, hypocritical, and even monstrous to then sue those who argue against said retelling of events. Something rocks in glass houses.
When you're trying to de-escalate a conflict, usually don't throw accusations back at other people, but that's just my humble opinion. That's just me, guys. Based and black-pilled shifter. You know. Anyway, she's an hypocrite. We've seen it before, so it's nothing new. She's playing her game, accusing other people, shifting blame, but then when other people defend themselves for her, she proceeds to sue them. Well, guess that much like in Praise of Shadows, they are the only ones that can throw out accusations and are abstained from every and all criticism thrown at their ways. Either way, Blair is not free from criticism. Her audience left her, most people don't like her, her public perception is in shambles, so I don't think that anyone would welcome her back on the internet. Suing a bunch of creators won't fix any of her problems. It will be just a kamikaze. If I'm coming down, you're coming with me. Do you honestly think that she'll drop the case? I'm not sure about that.
I'm not doing this for Blair. I'm doing this for my partner and I's future. If Blair doesn't accept the following offer, let alone negotiate, so be it. I have no problem with continuing forward. I have no problem with continuing to pursue this until the end, as I do not fear the outcome of the case. My settlement to you, Blair, would allow you to follow the morals that your channel has advocated for, or in your words, be dedicated to upholding your channel's values and delivering on your commitments. Or, as this handy video you uploaded a week before you sent out cease and desist states.
When something as horrible as this happens, people always come out and admit fault and tell the horrifying truth of their continued negligence and malpractice, right? Yeah, you're right, that never happens. What am I thinking? Instead, they usually do their best to hide everything and blame anyone but themselves, and wouldn't you know it, that's exactly what happened here too.
Well, we now know that if she doesn't settle in the case until the 7th of June, there will be a part 2 which will probably have more information against her. Not that it's needed because everyone pretty much hates her already. I hope that it at least, if it ends up being used in the court as evidence, ends up helping out Oz Media's side. I wish nothing but the best to Blair. People on the internet are hateful, I know, and try to cancel others for the smallest mistakes. However, they are also pretty forgiving, so it would be as simple as drop the ego. As soon as Blair drops her massive, overinflated ego, apologizes for being a bully and toxic towards her friends, and goes back to talking about pyramid schemes, people will forgive her. Forget this entire entire dumb drama and go back to their normal life as if nothing happened. Until then, people like me will be covering her wrongdoings. To me, it's a win-win. If she apologizes and atones for what she has done, I get to see a fellow creator succeeding. But if she doesn't, I get to continue covering her for doing stupid, dumb mistakes and being a victim of her own actions. Please don't sue me. I have no money. I'm broke.